Hello everybody, my name is Harold Games and welcome back to another video. This is a non-gaming video and I want to preface this video by saying a couple of things. One, that I apologize for extremely inconsistent uploads and Twitter stuff, but I had a tough week and I was moving back into school. Um, it's tough because I'm moving out of my moving away from my parents again. And this time, I won't be able to see them for a lot longer than what I did in the fall semester. So the emotions were high. My anxiety and stress was high, and it's still high anxiety-wise because I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. But that was a main reason why, and probably the only reason why, besides stress factors and just busy overall, doing stuff on my own, trying to get back into that swing. But I just wanted to say that although I am trying to come back, I will not be very consistent in terms of uploading. There will be no set schedule. Saturday night, I want to look at getting the stream of Red Dead Redemption 2 done. I actually watched a couple of those videos and realized that my audio was gone and from my microphone. But yeah, and I also want to I also want to try and get an episode of Backyard Baseball up, even though no one really watches that. Figured I'd still do it just to do it. Um, but yeah, let's get back into the main video. It's the Super Bowl challenge. Now I've done these playoff type games for other sports. I know college football isn't another sport; it's just a lower level of football. But I was I was 25 and 18 in those games, so I'm pretty happy. I think I got the national championship correct. I think I got. I don't know. I think I didn't have TCU. I think I had Ohio State and Georgia. No, maybe I had TCU and Ohio State. I don't know. I don't remember, but I did pretty good in there. And for the World Cup, I don't remember how I did. I can't. I believe I did baseball too, but I can't remember. But yeah, Super Bowl challenge. NFL season, regular season is over. It's on to the playoffs. And as you can see, the one seeds with the buys are both the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think they were expected to get a bye, but they're still a good team. Even though Tyreek Hill walked away, Chiefs are in pretty good situation right now. And then the Eagles, bit of a surprise in terms of wins. They were a fringe playoff team last year, got blown out by the Bucks. They're the number one seed, and they have a really good team. With Nick Sirianni as their head coach, Jalen Hurts, pretty good defense, pretty good. And then you had the two seeds, Buffalo and San Francisco. San Francisco, I was a bit shocked, but Buffalo, that was expected, and actually, they probably would have potentially had that one seed if there was a. And I'm not saying it was any other team's fault, but the Damar Hamlin situation, I think the Bills would have been the Bengals. But speaking of Bengals, they're the third seed. Minnesota's the third seed. I think Minnesota will probably be one of those sleeper teams. Fourth seed, Jacksonville. That's a surprise. That's a bit of a surprise for them to get the fourth seed. I thought they would have squeaked in as the seventh seed this year, not the fourth seed. Tampa Bay with the fourth seed. That's also a surprise. Under 500 team. Fifth seed, Dallas. That's not a surprise. And the Chargers, not really surprised. They should have made the playoffs last year. But yeah. And the sixth seed, Baltimore, without Lamar Jackson, that's gonna be tough for them to win. And the Giants, I think they have a chance of beating Minnesota. I think that game will be extremely close. It will be a high scoring affair, but it'll be close. And then the seven seeds, Miami without Tua Tagovailoa and the Seattle Seahawks, a big surprise. A lot of people weren't projecting them to be a playoff team, and they're squeaked into the seventh seed thanks to the Lions winning. But let's get right into the picks. I'm going to start with the NFC first. We'll start off with this 5-4 matchup. Now, Tampa Bay beat Dallas, I believe it was 19-3 in the regular season. And that was the regular season opener. But Dallas, since then, has played pretty well. Tampa Bay has been really inconsistent with their offense. They've started to get hot, but I think Dallas can come in to Tampa Bay and shock the Buccaneers. So I have Dallas winning this round. In terms of score, I think it'll be again a defensive battle, but I think Dallas will crack the 20-point mark. I think it'll be like 24-14, something like that. That game. This game, like I said, I think it was gonna be a shootout. Two quarterbacks trying to prove that they are worth it. Kirk Cousins has pretty much proved that. Daniel Jones is trying to prove it. Both first-year head coaches, pretty good offenses. Defense are pretty good as well, I believe. But like I said, I have Minnesota as kind of a sleeper team. I think they have a good chance of getting to the NFC Championship, depending on who they face in the divisional round. Because I have Minnesota winning this one. I think it'll be like 42-35. I think that'll be Super Bowl the first round for the NFC. And then the last game, 7-2 seed. I think Seattle will put up a fight in the first 3 quarters, but I think San Francisco with Brock Purdy will slow down the run of Seattle. And I think this one will be high scoring as well. I think it'll be 28-24 in favor of San Francisco. I think Seattle will come out strong, and then I feel like not only will the refs become an issue for Seattle, I think they're going to get tired from that San Francisco offense. Alright, so my 4 guys in the divisional round. 4 teams I have in the divisional, 3 teams I have in the divisional round: Dallas, Philly, Minnesota, San Francisco. Alrighty, on the AFC wild card round side, Chargers and Jacksonville. This is going to be a really close game in my opinion. Both quarterbacks are good with some good receivers. I don't know how Mike Williams is in terms of his injury. I know he got hurt and was carted off the field. Which for Brandon Staley, I don't know why you started your starters in the final game of the regular season when you already made the playoffs. I think a missing weapon or two is going to hurt the Chargers. Now, I think they could still pull off the victory, even though Jacksonville has Trevor Lawrence and a pretty good team. I think the Chargers will win 35-20, 24. I think the Chargers will have a couple of good defensive stands late in the fourth quarter when Jacksonville's trying to tie it up. So I have the Chargers, but I have both 5 seeds moving on to the divisional round. Now Baltimore against Cincinnati. This one would be tougher if Baltimore was starting Lamar Jackson, but they're not. I don't know how they're going to do in this first round. They really haven't done that great overall this regular season offensively, even with Lamar Jackson, that I can remember. And Cincinnati is just too good of a team. They went to the Super Bowl last year. I think they'll blow out the Ravens probably 35-14. I don't think Baltimore is going to really stand a chance. So I have Cincinnati moving on. And then same thing with this last game. Buffalo, without Tua, I don't think Miami with Skylar Thompson. I mean, they only scored 9 points against the Jets. I mean, I know the Jets have a good defense, but Miami's offense is still good without Tua, but they just did not do much at all. They got in the field goal range to win it, but that's it. But I got Buffalo blowing them out 45-10. I don't think it'll be close at all. So really no surprises. Higher seeds I have are moving on. Besides the 4 seeds, I believe the 5 seeds will move on. So in my divisional round, 3 teams coming out of the wild card, I have the Chargers, Bengals, and Bills. Make it a Chargers, Chiefs, and Bengals, Bills. So CCBB, we have an NFC East battle up here in the division round. We'll do this next. Dallas against Philadelphia. Now this game, I feel like it's going to be extremely close. But I think Dallas has Philly's number. I think Mike McCarthy is going to be able to move on to the conference to the NFC Championship. I think the Eagles will play good 3 quarters of football and collapse in the fourth quarter. There could be an injury to maybe Jalen Hurts gets injured earlier in the game. I just don't think Philly's going to outlast Dallas in 4 quarters, in my opinion. I think Dallas has this one in the back, 42 to 28. I think, like I said, it's going to be close 3 quarters, and then Dallas is going to run away with it in the fourth quarter, potentially with the help of the refs. Alrighty, Minnesota against San Francisco. Again, I have a sleeper in Minnesota, and it's really tough to tell for San Francisco because Brock Purdy has been playing really well. With Jimmy Garoppolo, I feel like Minnesota would have a better chance, but with Brock Purdy, I don't know. So this is again a close game, a sleeper. Both of these teams are sleepers in my opinion. But Purdy has done a really good job out of being the third string Mr. Irrelevant, last pick in the draft. I think he's done a good job, and I think we're going to get a rematch of the divisional round last season between the Cowboys and the Niners. I think this game will be close to 28-25, I believe. I think San Francisco, Robbie Gould has the last second field goal to win it. So on the NFC side, I have Dallas and San Francisco in the NFC Championship, 5-2 seed. Over here, I think the Chargers, if they have Mike Williams back, I think the Chargers will make a run. In terms of beating the Chiefs, that'll be tough because you don't know who's going to be available. Who's going to be available for the Chargers? I think this will be a close game throughout the entire game, but at Arrowhead, that's a tough game for an LA team in the cold. I don't know if Justin Herbert is going to be able to compete with Patrick Mahomes in the cold. I think the Chiefs will go on to the AFC Championship. I feel like the game will be close, though. I feel like it'll be 24-21, 24-17 type, one score game. Go either way. Hopefully the refs don't play impact, which is a possibility for that game for the Chiefs. Now, for this game will be huge, and it is most likely impossible, but I hope Damar Hamlin can play in a game against the Bengals in the playoffs. I hope, just to see if he can get how well he can play. I'm not saying he's getting revenge because can't really say that T. Higgins did on purpose, which he didn't. I'm just saying, for him to come out on that field in pads and actually play would be a miracle and amazing. Now, I highly doubt it. He's been on IR. He's on IR, so that's impossible. He can't play until, I believe, the AFC Championship would be his first eligible week, should the Bills move on to the AFC Championship. But, yeah. Now, in terms of these two games, these two teams I feel are evenly matched. Two good quarterbacks, receiving core is good. Defense, I think they're both pretty good. One thing is that you have a third-year head coach, Zach Taylor. I believe this is third year. Might be his fourth. I can't remember which year he came in. If he came in 2019 or the COVID season. Then you have Sean McDermott, who's a defensive-minded head coach. You don't have Brian Daboll as offensive coordinator, but the offense still has played pretty well. My fantasy team enjoyed Josh Allen. But I feel like Cincinnati has a realistic shot at getting back to the AFC Championship, but I'm going to go with Buffalo on this one. I feel like Buffalo will come out with the victory, say 42 to 38. I think it's going to be a 4-point game. Joe Burrow's going to have the last 30-second drive, and just Bill's defense will just clamp down. So yeah, my AFC Championship and NFC Championship games are set. Dallas against San Francisco and then Buffalo against Kansas City. Going to stay with the NFC right now. Dallas against San Francisco. This is a tough one. You got Mr. Irrelevant going up against Dak Prescott. Kyle Shanahan going up against Mike McCarthy. Both teams, offensively and defensively, are stacked. Who do I think will make it out of the NFC Championship? Well, I think, and this might not even be correct out of the first round, but I think Mike McCarthy is going to get to the Super Bowl. I feel like he will get there. The only reason is because I feel like Purdy's luck is going to run out, and I feel like San Francisco is going to struggle to open this game. Dallas is going to get a run, and San Francisco won't be able to come back. I feel like it's going to be the opposite of what happened last playoffs between these two teams. I think Dallas is going to control this game from the beginning. I feel like Purdy is going to fold under the pressure, potentially throw a couple interceptions in the first couple quarters, give Dallas easy points and opportunities. And I think the refs will be unnoticed in this game. I feel like it's gonna be a clean game between two powerhouse teams, but I feel like Dallas will be our Super Bowl from the NFC, be our NFC representation in the Super Bowl. I feel like this will once again be a middle scoring game. I feel like 24 to 13 would be a quality score between these two teams. I just feel like Purdy's going to fold. And in the AFC, once again, these two teams meet again in the playoffs. Now, here's my thing. Buffalo would have been in the AFC Championship last year, but they folded. I think they're going to get a chance, another chance to make a decision of whether to kick a squib or to kick it into the end zone. I feel like they're going to take the squib option, and I don't think Kansas City is going to be able to win the game. I think Buffalo is going to win this game, go to the Super Bowl finally for Damar Hamlin, and I feel like it's going to be a low-scoring affair. I feel it's going to be freezing. It's going to be snowing in Arrowhead. Actually, it's not, because if these two teams make it to the AFC Championship game, it'll be in Atlanta. So I can't use weather for that, but I still think Buffalo is going to win. And in terms of scoring, I think 31-21 would be a good bet. Or 31-24 would be a good bet for Buffalo. Alrighty, Super Bowl. Now, if this were to actually happen, these two teams face off no matter what happens, I would be extremely shocked. Because these are my predictions, but I don't know if they're going to turn out well. But I feel like Buffalo and Dallas will be our Super Bowl teams. In terms of strengths, both have good quarterbacks. The running game is okay for Buffalo. I know Allen's pretty good at it. But Ezekiel Elliott for Dallas. Both teams have decent wide receivers, although I think Buffalo's better. Defense, I think both defenses are great. But that one thing I feel like McCarthy does a lot is choke, and I don't think he's going to be able to lead Dallas to a Super Bowl. I think Buffalo's going to get that long-awaited Super Bowl that they've been trying to get the past few years. I have them winning in terms of score. It looks like I can give an output on the score. Let's see. No. Okay. So yeah, that is. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I didn't realize I had this, but that's okay. Yeah, I have I have Buffalo winning the Super Bowl. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the video again. And outside of this video, I want to get a couple videos done on Saturday, including a stream and a backyard baseball game. Saturdays are really the only days where I have enough free time to get stuff done. I have work to do on Saturday, otherwise I would do it earlier in the day. But yeah, that's going to do for this episode, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys stay safe. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend, and peace.